Well, here we go. I'm going to start off with the review. We're going to get into it quickly. Starting off with Jack Harlow's Jackman. And I will be honest, I did get carried away with the sheer surprise. Not carry away. I got carried away with the sheer surprise of this guy actually having talent. Would you believe it? The beats were nice enough, and there were some great ones, such as on Gang 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 and It Can't Be, but some sounded the same as each other, and They Don't Love It makes a sample from a song sampled by Eminem sound like something more of say like More Life by Drake. I know it's like a completely different sample and all, but like, come on. And I do admire the fact that it's a different sample, but at the same time, I feel like I've heard the exact fucking sample before. Maybe I have, I don't know. But yeah. Also, Blame on Me sort of production on the beats kind of ruined the song for me because it just sounds a bit bleh. The lyrics weren't too bad, especially by his standards, even if the odd song was a bit annoying lyrically, such as the contrast between verses and chorus in Gang Gang Gang, or just straight up bad, like, say, They Don't Love It. However, on Blame on Me, he's actually got some damn good lyrics, and Questions isn't too bad lyrically either. However, Jack's delivery and performance truly thrives, and he genuinely sounded energetic despite the sleepiness of his voice, and it stopped both They Don't Love It and It Can't Be from being mid. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to They Don't Love It, doesn't it? So overall, giving it like an 8, I think I gave it. Was a bit too much. It's a 7.3 out of 10 for me. Anyway, now that I've got that out of the way, let's go to this week's. Starting off with, what way do we usually point? Do we point that way or that way? Either way, somewhere on the screen is Lewis Capaldi's Broken by Desire to be Heavenly Sent. What's his next album could be called? Because there's always End. It was divinely uninspired to a hellish extent, and now it's Broken by Desire to be Heavenly Sent. It's all end. Inside I shall thrive, like Darren Bent. Even though he didn't really thrive that often, let's be honest. I mean, he was decent at Sunderland, wasn't he? He scored that beach ball goal, didn't he? But yeah. Enough of Ent always being the title of Lewis Capaldi albums. Let's actually review the damn thing, because like this show is already usually 20 minutes long of me just blabbering on. So I don't think anyone really cares about what Lewis Capaldi titles his fucking albums. It's a Lewis Capaldi album. On occasion, I felt like he'd already used the piano instrumental on another song, and it was obviously largely safe and repetitive, but his songwriting when it comes to the mainstream is better than basically anyone else, especially male, and there were some decent tracks here and there. Leave Me Slowly was actually a fantastic track, surprisingly, and Forget Me was also decent enough pop. Overall, not bad. Might be slightly biased because I just love the man, but it's not. I'm not exactly like overly crazy about it either, so I don't feel too bad about giving it this rating of a 5.4 out of 10. Next up is One Day Call's Legend or No Legend, one of those bland and boring R&B/Afrobeat albums with mid vocals that have way too much autotune. However, there were some good instrumentals, especially in the second half of the album. But there was nothing good enough to make it a truly interesting experience, and it was pretty mid overall. Not really much to say about this one, there's not much to it. 5.9 out of 10, not worth your time. Next up is surprisingly Dave Matthews Band with Walk Around the Moon. I'm getting through these quick, aren't I? I have to take in like 2 minutes on the Jack Harlow album. Which, yeah, it was a very nice surprise. Fair play. I was expecting this to be absolutely fucking horrible, but actually really wasn't. The instrumentals, while sometimes predictable, sounded great and really propelled the album, even though the lyrics were often not the best, and I'm not a massive fan of Dave's vocals on occasion, although he does sound pretty good on some songs. Really surprised about this. It was actually a pretty good album, being honest. So, nice. Congrats, I guess. 7.4 out of 10. Next up is Kesha's Gag Order, which I'm pretty impressed with how good the sort of hyper-pop-ish, trappish pop sound was pulled off here. Their vocals were decent, although sometimes I feel like I could hear the auto-tune a tad too much. And the more acoustic and more like normal tracks had their place and worked. It was far from perfect and lyrically it was pretty weird in parts. It isn't without its little duds, its little mishaps and that, but I am happy with how this turned out, and I hope she kickstarts her career again. And all I'm going to say is fuck Dr. Luke, and end it there. 7.7 out of 10. And at the top, of course it's at the bloody top, K Tremena's K Tremena. It's a self-titled. This defo had some summer bops, but to be honest, I wanted more of like the pop rap shit instead of just the normal hip-hop sort of stuff. And Sosa Sup was just so devoid of any creativity, considering K Tremena didn't just sample one of his beats, he just used the exact same beat again. Amine also felt like he was slugging through a few songs, even if he's never really been like had the most energetic voice or anything. And there were some corny bars as well. But the consistency of the features was unbelievable. Freddie Gibbs did his thing, Pharrell Williams was good, and even fucking Snoop Dogg had one of the best features I've heard in a long time. Production was great throughout, even if it wasn't in the style I wanted it to be throughout. And overall, some of the issues are ever so slight nitpicks and just like sort of what-ifs in a way, I guess. Although, I will probably have to re-listen because it's probably going to grow off me slowly but surely. 8.6 out of 10. And boom, that's all the album's done. I don't know why I flew through them so much after I blabbed on about Jack Harlow. That was the longest review in the whole thing. I don't know why I have so much to say about that bloody song. Album even. But yeah. It's back to normal. We've had 2 quiet weeks, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 albums to look forward to. Well, 8 albums and 1 EP, but it's basically the length of an album, so yeah. Starting off with the big drop of the week, Lil Dick's Almost Healed, featuring Alicia Keys, what the fuck? J. Cole, Chief Wook, Future, of course there's a Future feature, 21 Savage, Kodak Black, who we're going to mention again later, Rob 49, oh god, Juice WRLD, and fucking Morgan Wallen. Why does he keep featuring Morgan Wallen? 21 songs, 56 minutes long. It's probably another one of them where it's like, it's got some bangers, but it's just not very good as a whole album. It's going to be around a 4 or 5, I'm pretty sure. But that J. Cole track wasn't too bad, so yeah. Also, just a quick thing, I know, actually in listening to 10 projects, I've got another one that I've just remembered. Also, just a quick thing before I move on to the next album. Why the fuck is there a Taylor Swift and Ice Spice track now? I very rarely mention singles because, to be honest, I don't care. But like, why? It's also a snow on the beach with a natural Lana base, if you like Lana, I guess. But enough about Taylor Swift, because we're probably going to be a bit more in depth on July 7th when she drops Speaking Out Taylor's version. Enough of that. Now on to Kodak Black. He got a pretty busy week. He's got quite a few other features, I'm pretty sure. Probably a few that I'm missing because they were only on what's it called? Singles. But I'm pretty sure he's got a pretty busy week. He's also dropped Pistols and Pills as a new album featuring VVSNCE. Vivance. I don't fucking know. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. Also featuring Low Shimmy, Gordito Flow, ESTG, Lil Cricks, Psycho Bob, Wham Spin That In, and Wiz the Wizard. I don't know who the fuck half of these artists are, but they're there. 21 songs, an hour and 6 minutes. I'm not a massive fan. I fucking hate Kodak Black's music, to be honest. And he's also... I just hate Kodak Black, to be honest. So I'm going to say... And also from the album cover, you can usually tell what an album's going to sound like from the album cover. It's surprising how often you can, but you can. Especially if you know what area the artist is in. It's going to be a 2. Next up is Jay Worthy and legendary producer Rock Marciano with their collab album Nothing Bigger Than The Program, featuring Aston Matthews, Bun B, J305, Cocaine, Absol, ASAP Ants, and Bart Oatmeal. The fuck is that name? Bart Oatmeal twice actually, Dash twice, and Corrupt. I've mentioned Dash, haven't I? Oh, I think I got mixed up with Aston Matthews. There's only one Dash feature. But yeah, 12 songs, 34 minutes long. I kind of know what area of rap it's going to be. So, and it's usually an 8.1. So I'm going to predict it to be an 8. So, yeah. I don't predict decimally in that, even though I rate them decimally, basically. Next up is Casey with his new album /EP/whatever, TW 2052, featuring a production from Gus Saffelstein. 20 minutes long, 7 songs. From what I've heard, it's alright. It's not too bad. It's going to be around a 6 or a 7. I'll say 6 because there's only 7 songs, so there's not as much room for it to be full of like amazing tracks. Also forgot to mention I've already listened to one of them, but we'll get to that later. But it's not Kachaisis, which I'm kind of looking forward to because I kind of want to know whether I love this or hate this. No one's nice to me. No features, 7 songs, 17 minutes long. I'm going to say it's going to be a 5. But it could easily be like a 1 or a 7. I don't think it's going to be any higher than a 7 though. Next up is Rory, one I'm kind of looking forward to because of the feature list containing Emotional Oranges. They, Raheem, Chantal May, Tommy the Machine, Hablo Brown, Kirby, C.S. Armstrong, Ari Lennox, that's the one I'm really looking forward to because I'm quite a fan of her music. James Fauntleroy, DVSN on an interlude, Dram, Alex Isley, Fonte, Be My Fiasco, Goldlink, Reggie, J Electronica, Pink Sweat, Sinead Harner, Child, Ayana, and Reason. 13 songs, 40 minutes long. Can't know what area of rap, at least some of the tracks are going to be, but like, how's Ari Lennox going to fit into like the sort of Tommy the Machine type of music and shit? This could be really good or really shit. That's all that I'm going to say. I don't know why I did that. Well, it's not going to be really shit, but it's going to be a bit underwhelming. It could be a 6 or it could be like a 10. I doubt it'll be a 10 though, but it could be. So I'm going to say a 8, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was quite a few ratings, to be honest. Next up, Arlo Parks with My Soft Machine, featuring Phoebe Bridgers. 12 songs, 40 minutes long. Arlo Parks, I haven't like really got into a lot of her music, but I've heard of her because I'm from the UK and I'm pretty sure a lot of people from the UK have heard of her. But I think she's one of those artists who's like fine. She's fine. She's decent enough. She's not too bad. A lot of shit about like fucking dogs. Dog Rose Puppy. There's also Pegasus about that flipping Greek mythology mythical creature thing. I think it's going to be a 6, but like to be honest, I don't have a clue what this album's going to be. I don't know whether it's fucking pop or R&B or indie because of thingy. But what I do know is David's album, well, David's EP, because I've already listened to it. And Petals to Thorns, it's called, featuring Lorphy. If you like David's music, you're going to like the EP. D4VD spell, you know, in the back of my mind. Just ignore my shit singing, but made that song basically. And also that, I don't care. Basically, if you're on TikTok, you'll know the fella. So, yeah. If you like his music, you'll love the album. Well, the EP. Although it's 28 minutes long. I've listened to things considered albums that are a lot shorter. That Jack Harlow album's only 24 minutes long. And finally, Sparks with The Girl Is Crying in a Latte. 14 songs, 47 minutes long. I'm pretty sure they're like quite old now. So they must be slowly running out of ideas. I'm going to say a 7. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher. Or lower. It could be anything, but 7's pretty safe, isn't it? I don't have a clue what to expect from a hell of a lot of albums here. But, you know, that's always nice. I like going into an album not knowing what to expect. They're always funner. Especially if they're really good. Like, yeah. So, thanks for watching. We're back to the usual fuck ton of albums, and yeah. Hope you enjoyed me blabbering on about music for way too long, and if you didn't, sozzles. How can I make it interesting? Are you listening to anything? Are you listening to that little Dirk? You bumping that little Dirk shit? You listen to anything else? How many of these artists have you heard of? Probably about 2, because I mainly base the art is what I listen to from the fucking features on the album half the time, because I've heard of the features. Like, I'm pretty sure more people know fucking Conway the Machine than Rory, for example. He's only got like 700,000 monthly listeners. But yeah, hope you enjoyed me blabbering on about music. You probably didn't, which is a big shame. Sad. See ya. See ya. She made Unstoppable. She used to be good in her fucking indie rock days. And then she turned into... Oh, I'm saying that she turned into an ableist. Yeah, fuck her. She can still write a fucking pop song, like. Oh yeah, that guy in SoundCloud that I mentioned a few weeks ago, Zell, dropped his collab album with some guy called Lel, I think. No, Les even. That was the 10th album that I forgot to mention. If you were like, but where's the... yeah, that one. See ya.